What's going on YouTube? Smashing Pumpkin here coming at you guys with the video today. Today I'd like to be discussing with you guys Mkohl40's most recent video, Topping Locals Doesn't Make You a Good Player. I feel that Mkohl40 really touched on a very good topic, however I don't think they explained it the best that could possibly be explained. So this video's goal is to do that, and to actually tell you guys what Locals does for you. Now, first things first, we're going to have to decide what makes a good player. Honestly, there are many attributes, and it's a very interesting topic that's been discussed by a couple of YouTubers, most significantly Pro Winston, back with his pro interviews, I think in 2011 and 2012. Now, I feel that there are four main things that make a good player. First thing first is being current with the game. That means that you have or have knowledge of the current cards in the meta, and the rulings of the meta, and so on and so forth. There are a couple of rather obscure examples of players not playing in a long time, and then topping events. Most notably Chris Perovic at the YCS in Connecticut, I believe. However, they're all playing with cards that aren't outdated. So they're not trying to play like DDT when it's 7 years late. So they're actually playing decks in the metagame, which is very important. Secondly is the ability to top in multiple formats, which would show adaptability and strong game mechanics that can transcend multiple formats, and not being reliant on very unfair strategies. So basically, if you've only topped in one format and you were abusing a strategy that was only used in that format, unfortunately, I don't really feel it really makes you a good player, because basically next format you lose your crutch, and if you never top again, then I'm kind of skeptical as to why that you're not doing too well. Thirdly is the ability to learn from mistakes and to reflect. Now, I know that luck is an intrinsic factor in the game. However, being able to reevaluate your deck and to learn new things for the future is critical to every game, and blaming things on luck simply does not make you better. Fourth, metagaming, tech, and counter tech are just very good general things to have in the game. So those are the four basic factors. Now, when we're looking at locals, many players are not current with the game, and a lot of players don't have multiple tops in different formats. And a lot of players don't really have the ability to reflect, so therefore they're not going to be getting any better. And fourthly, because they're not reflecting and they're not getting any better, their ability to tech and metagame and to counter tech essentially deteriorates. This is what I'd like to call stagnant locals, where few players are playing very tier decks, and then incorrect rulings or incongruent rulings rather are very prominent, and there are a low density of good players as a result. This means that you really can't consider your competition very good when you're playing, and therefore you're not really going to have very good experience with your deck. So when you're playing against a high density of good players, then you're not going to have the most successful time. Now, what Locals really does is allows you to improve your game by doing basic metagaming. Like, for example, if you were playing in a metagame where there are no elemental dragons, then Imperial Ironwall being in the side deck is not a very good idea. Secondly is experience. When playing in Locals, you get the chance to learn from your mistakes, and therefore you won't make them again. So if you learn from your mistakes and you keep on experiencing new decks, then you're going to become a better player. Not necessarily a good player, but a better player. Thirdly is that you maintain current before you get to learn new cards, new interactions, and then hopefully a way to abuse them. The last thing that Locals does for you is allows you social interaction with players. This means that you can exchange ideas and therefore net yourself a little bit more advantage when you're playing against different players. So that's really just my 2 cents on the topic. I think that it's a really interesting topic. Leave a like and then share around with your friends, and hopefully I can get this message out there a little bit better. This is Smashing Pumpkin signing out. Peace.